Okay, this is what the top 1% actually uses to store their value. Now, here's the deal with storing value. This is where like you turn a corner one way or the other, right? I had this conversation with someone today. I can store my value a number of ways. The best way to do it is no different than the earn. When the food is in front of me on the plate, eat the food, right? Store the value. There's not a bunch of things I've got to do that. Take the money away from yourself and put it somewhere you can't touch it. That's how you store the value, and you make it automatic so that every month it happens without your permission. So it just occurs. The more opportunity we give ourselves to not do it, we're not going to do it, right? It's kind of like hiring a personal trainer. I would hire a personal trainer if I didn't have the motivation to show up to the gym, because I don't want to show up or not show up and have my trainer show up and then me waste their time and me waste my money and, be embarrassed and all of those things. So the trainer gives me a reason to have to go to the gym, because left to my own devices, I'm probably not going to do it. Right? Storing value, I would use, again, top of the month, off the top of my income. I would save a percentage of my income. It would be automated, and it would be somewhere that's not easy for me to convert it back to dollars to spend it. Okay, guys, saving in dollars is the equivalent of being on a diet and leaving cookies in the kitchen. We all know we're going to eat the cookies. Why would we buy them? Right? You don't buy cookies for anything other than eating. So when we bought the cookies, we were like, I know I'm on a diet, but I just want to have the cookies there. Right? Nano says, I don't buy them. Good. That's the equivalent of being on a forced savings plan. Don't buy the freaking cookies. Do not save in dollars. Do you know what happens when we save in dollars? We exchange them for something else, because that's what they're for. That is what dollars are for. That's why we have such a low savings rate. We leave our money in something that leaves. It leaves through inflation, and it leaves through expenses. Okay. So when we put it into something that leaves, guess what it's going to do? It's going to leave. So how do we prevent that? We put it in something that doesn't leave. Life insurance. Okay. That's not something I can spend. Precious metals. That's not something I can spend. Gold is no longer money. It's not currency. It's a store of value, right? Real estate. That's not something I can spend. Okay. So what is the process if I put money in life insurance? I have to take a loan against it. It's going to take about a week for me to get it. And then there's actually interest on that loan if I don't pay myself back. That's a positive, or I would say negative reinforcement. I have to pay that back because I don't want to pay the interest. And there's enough time involved, and there's enough hassle and PITA factor. PITA factor means pain in the ass, PITA. There's enough PITA factor with getting the money out of it. By the time I get it, I don't want to spend it anymore. See that? So I store my value by making it hard for me to get to. Okay. Precious metal. Like I've got to sell the metals. That's a hassle. It takes time. I've got to ship them. It's got to go from point A to point B. And again, like I'm physically losing something if I sell the metals. It's not conceptual. I was holding something in my hands. Now I'm not anymore. Right. So that's how I would put up that hedge against, okay, I'm not going to behave in a way where I can get rid of this because it's not something I can get rid of. Real estate, even worse. Okay. I try and pen a property to sell it. It's going to take freaking 60 days. Right. Or I try and get a loan to borrow against it, and the banks don't give you a loan unless you don't need one. Right. So it's going to take even longer. These are all ways for me to store my value.
If you're wondering, what does Wealth Dynamics do? How can we actually help you? Number one, if you haven't gotten a copy of my book, Blueprint to Financial Freedom, grab one now. You can get that down in the comments in the video. You can get the link for that. Number two, we do a free course on Fridays on personal finance. Okay, you can also get the link for the description there too. And then finally, if you have a desire to start getting help walking through these different phases toward financial freedom, book a call with my team. Go to our website, set up a call. We're able to help out and answer questions. That's how we can help you. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you turn notifications on, and I will talk to you guys on the next video.